As a young citizen of India, armed with technology, knowledge, and love for my nation, with a vision of transforming India into a developed nation, I am joining Shobhit University. What about you?
Very good morning to all the participants from India and abroad. Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Meerut, a NAC accredited with the A grade, deemed to be university, and its a centers of excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, extend greetings to all the participants from India and abroad who are attending today's national webinar series on doubling farmers' income by 2022 and beyond. Today's topic is smart tribal farming, measures for increasing economic productivity and empowering tribal communities of Kattunayikka, Kurichiya, Kuruma, and Paniya of Wayanad district, Kerala state. Today is the 128th edition. On behalf of the Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, the faculty members of the university, and on my behalf, and as Professor Emeritus and Chairman of the Centers of Excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Applications, and Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, Center for Health Informatics and Computing. Let me welcome our guest speaker, Professor Dr. C.K. Peethambaran. Welcome you, sir. And Madam Omana, she is the Director of Rural Agency for Social and Technological Advancement, Professor Radhamma, Mr. Nandakumar, and Mr. Vinod Kumar. They will be joining later. I wish to inform the participants and the guest speakers that the university regularly conducts two webinar series, national webinar series on doubling farmers' income by 2022 and beyond, Atmanirbhar Bharat in agriculture, on every Thursday, and international webinar series on open source digital technology towards self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, on every Saturday in association with African Asian Rural Development Organization, headquartered at New Delhi. So far, we have conducted 119 webinar series on various topics, which is generating a lot of interest among the startups to get into agriculture startups. We started during the COVID period on 18th August 2020 with the topic Role of Agriculture Cooperative Societies and E-Governance, and also was inaugurated by Dr. Ashok Dalwai, who was the chairman of the Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 committee. And there are so many topics which are of very much relevant, but let me talk about only the last 10 topics which we have, maybe, to read out all the 119, it will take time. Smart tribal farming, step towards operationalization of doubling farmers' income by 2022 committee recommendations. Organic farming, key to doubling farmers' income. Smart tribal farming, empowering particularly vulnerable tribal groups, Chenchu tribe in Nalamala Forest, Andhra Pradesh. Smart tribal farming, doubling ginger crop yield through natural farming method in Arakku Valley, Alluri Sitaramu Raj district, Andhra Pradesh. Smart tribal farming, empowering tribal farmers, Goya Kondarati region of Godavari region through digital technology in sustainable agriculture and zero budget based natural farming. Doubling farmers' income, empowering through bioenergy farming and creating more nutritious and sustainable food supply. Sustainable tribal farming, empowering tribal farmers through indigenous and frontier technology for sustainable livelihood opportunities and economic prosperity. Smart tribal farming, integrated farm health management system for improving food, income, and livelihood security of tribal farmers of Badgam, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Innovation and research in biomass for their potential utilization. This was postponed due to the non-availability of internet connectivity from remote village. Smart tribal farming, measures for increasing economic productivity and empowering Lombardy tribes in Suryapet district in Telangana state. Today, we are going to have an 120th edition on the topic Smart Tribal Farming Measures for Increasing Economic Productivity and Empowering Tribal Communities of Kattunayikka, Kurichiya, Kuruma, and Paniya of Wayanad district, Kerala state. Dear participants, to develop any sector of economy, a nation essentially needs four main synchronized interventions, namely enabling policy environment, state-of-the-art technology, financing mechanism, and entrepreneurship capacity. India is said to be a land of villages. Acharya Vinoba Bhave said, India is largely an agriculture economy country, Krishi Pradhan Desh, and a country of villages having more than 6.25 lakh villages. And now we also have 2.5 lakh Gram Panchayat. Farmers of India are facing multidimensional problems, like price fluctuation, debt, and a lack of infrastructure and weather. Indian farming community comprises of about 14.5 crore operational holdings, out of which 89% farmers are having small and marginal operational holdings, according to Agriculture Census 2015-16. Farmer needs timely, location-specific, and personalized information for effective control on their production, risk, and then market their produce to identified market opportunities. I will also would like to quote in this junction the recommendation of the Dr. Ashok Dalwai Committee report on doubling farmers' income by 2022. I was closely associated, and I was the vice chairman for two groups, Volume 11 and Volume 12B. Volume 11 is empowering the farmers through extension and knowledge dissemination, and Volume 12B is digital technology in agriculture, which has recommended 7 mission mode program on digital technology in agriculture in the entire value chain. That is, it is a completely farming system life cycle. Number one, digitalized agriculture, digital technology and innovation in agriculture, synergization of all government schemes at village level. And this transformation, we have to take smart irrigated farming, smart rainfed farming, and smart tribal farming. This is where today's topic is very important. Digitalized agromet advisories and agricultural risk management solutions, digitalized agricultural resources information system and micro level planning for achieving smart village and smart farming, digitalized value chain for 400 agriculture commodities, digitalized access to inputs, technology, knowledge, skill, agricultural finance, credit, marketing, and agribusiness management, and digitalized integrated land and water management to promote per drop more crop. And the last one is very important, digitalized integrated farm health management for reduction of farmers' loss, farmer health, public health, plant health, animal health, soil health, water health, fisheries health, and environmental health. And we are having today an expert who has been promoting, plant health, informatics in the state of Kerala very much, Dr. Peethambaran. And I also would like to quote our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, in his Man Ki Baat program dated 29th November 2020. He said, our farmers, farm sector, villages are the foundation of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And smart tribal farming, that is digital transformation of agriculture in tribal areas for manifolding tribal farmers' income. It's a component of Dr. Ashok Dalwai Committee report on doubling farmers' income by 2022. And it is also very important that why such pilot projects. Our Honorable President of India, Madam Draupadi Murmu, comes from the tribal community. It is our responsibility to see that digital technology reaches tribal villages. India has got about 145,000 tribal villages. By 2047, when India becomes a new India, 145,000 tribal villages are also technologically enabled, their agriculture also digitally enabled and integrated with the global value chain. That's why, since we were part of the policy formulation of the doubling farmers' income by 2022, Shobhit Institute of Engineering Technology and its two centers of excellence. This is the first in India, maybe in the world, to undertake the pilot project from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, from northeastern region to west coast of India. We have taken pilot project 10 to 15 tribal villages to establish smart tribal farming in association with experts like Professor Peethambaran and NGOs like RASTA in the state of Kerala. And it is also the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, Atmanirbhar Bharat, to make India a self-reliant nation, rested on 5 I's: intent, inclusion, investment, infrastructure, and innovation. And based on 5 pillars: quantum champion economy, infrastructure, one that represents modern India, systems 21st century technology, vibrant demography, and demand, whereby the strength of our demand and supply chain should be utilized to full capacity. And India's budget 2023-24, it talks about Saptarishi priorities. It talks about a digital public infrastructure for agriculture sector. And Government of India also, through its national communication policy, it is also decided to provide 1 gigabit internet speed to every Gram Panchayat. That's the reason only we have taken 10 to 15 tribal villages for smart tribal farming, so that it will include at least 1 Gram Panchayat, so that we will be in a position to operationalize 1 gigabit BharatNet connectivity to the Gram Panchayat. And we have 17 sustainable development goals of the United Nations and Agenda 2020 that brings in the future we want. 169 priorities, targets to be achieved. Digitalization of agriculture system, facilitate achieving many sustainable development goals and its associated targets. Informatic network value chain is an important, it is a development alternative. And we also have a Pradhan Mantri, particularly vulnerable tribal groups development mission 2023. In the pilot project which we have taken in Wayanad district, and there one tribal group, Kattunayikka, comes under particularly vulnerable tribal groups. We have also taken one village, one Gram Panchayat of these particularly vulnerable tribal groups. And smart and collaborative agriculture is the way of future. Collaborative farming means 2 or 4 farmers working together. Agroecological and sustainable agriculture is very important. Eco-farming revolution is taking revolution at the grassroots level. 7 basic principles of eco-farming: food sovereignty, rewarding rural livelihoods, smarter food production and yields, biodiversity, sustainable soil, ecological pest protection, and food resilience. Organic farming and permaculture complement each other. Sustainable farming and natural farming is the way forward. And today is the topic: smart tribal farming, empowering tribal farmers through indigenous frontier technology. Indigenous technology and frontier technology for sustainable livelihood opportunity and economic prosperity. These are all the measures for increasing economic productivity and empowering them. And indigenous technology have to be documented, and we should bring it IPR for our tribal community. And there are a lot of frontier technology. And Department of Science and Technology of the central government also talks about technology intervention for tribal empowerment, TITE, and also talks about many priority areas: land use, ecology, environment and energy, forest and agriculture interface and indigenous people, effective and sustainable utilization of available natural resources, development opportunities for local communities around protected areas, application of science and technology for manpower development to generate alternate sources of income, facilitation of technology mission mode projects. They also talk about that science, technology, innovation for, a hub for scheduled tribe. It is an STI hub for ST, Science, Technology, Innovation Hub for Scheduled Tribe Development. There is a significance of technology in empowering tribal community of India. Adoption of technology is very significant to empower tribal community. And we will talk about, give to our participants, some sort of, information about what we were trying to do in this particular project. With the help of RASTA, which is one of the very important, successful, non-governmental organization working in Wayanad district for more than 30 years, and it is headed by, Madam Omana, and she also has been recommended for Nobel Peace Prize in 2005. There are more than 1,000 women in the world were recommended, and 10 project locations have been identified. Our guest speakers will talk about that. Wayanad is an aspirational district, one among the 115 districts, identified. It has got the highest concentration of tribal population, and 31.2%, and followed by district of Idukki 11.5%, and Palakkad 10%, and Kerala, in Kerala state 36 tribes are living there. And there are about 5 particularly vulnerable tribal groups: Cholanayakans, Kurumbas, Kattunayikkans, Kadars, and Koragas. And in Wayanad, it is a land of 11 tribal communities, and Kerala has got 7 integrated tribal development offices, which have been created to bring all of the geographically scattered tribes into development process. There are over 24 government departments engaged in undertaking development and tribal welfare. This is an era of digital technology, open innovation, and creation of value creation network among the 11 departments who are coordinating tribal development is essential. And Panchayat Raj institution and tribal development department are the main stakeholders of Adivasi development in the district. They are sensitive to the Adivasi issues. I would like to quote for the benefit of our participants and also guest speaker. There is an, sir, I will talk to you later. And I would like to quote, that is a report is Wayanad Initiative. This is brought by Center of Excellence, Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode, 2006. The report talks about, owing to the fluctuation of agriculture prices, agriculture alone might not satisfy the livelihood aspect of the community. It is important to identify alternate sources for livelihood. Special emphasis has to be made on rural non-farm sector. Wayanad is rich in bamboo, a resource traditionally associated Adivasi communities. Potential of bamboo can be utilized for livelihood development of the community. Animal husbandry and related activities, particularly production and marketing of organic milk and dairy products. Services such that of health and education, etc., must be tailored to serve the needs of Adivasi. Land distributed to the Adivasis must be developed. For this, Adivasi must be entitled to receive financial support and management and development support. This is a report of IIM Kozhikode in 2006. And I also would like to quote some of the important happenings which are taking place in Wayanad. Brainchild of Wayanad native, Dr. K.P. Nitish Kumar, the first doctorate holder in social work among all the tribal communities of the state. Kotra Prabha. The project rolled out to help tribal students from Wayanad in the higher education sector is bringing out changes, according to the report published in New Indian Express, September 2021. CDAC has initiated a pilot project to provide a digital link between tribal hamlets in Wayanad. It is about 49 community study centers are being, networked. This is as reported in the Hindu newspaper in October 2022. It is also an aspirational district, and the agro-economic potential of the Wayanad. It is a land of paddy. That's why it is called Wayanad. It is the mother of over 13 rivers, and agriculture is the backbone of the economy of the Wayanad district. Dominant area 44%, and followed by forest area 31.4%. The rice variety, Wayanad is known for rice varieties. Wayanad Jiragasala rice and Wayanad Kandagasala rice. Rice which has different properties, GA tag, and it also has got Padma Shri Cheruvail Raman, awarded 2023, is a rice man of Kerala. Two farmers, including Cheruvail Raman, Padma Shri Cheruvail Raman, have got National Plant Genomes Severe Award. Homestead farming is going to be, is a big, sector for increasing income productivity for tribal community. Lower productivity of degraded agricultural fields forces smallholders to sell their land, making it available for real estate investors for tourism. And it has got the tag known as Kerala's Vidarbha region. So we have to bring in, a lot of development. It has got animal husbandry and dairying potential, and cooperative societies are making a lot of inroads. 55 milk cooperative societies are functioning in Wayanad district. It has got a lot of potential in sericulture, and under one district, one product program, Wayanad district, is for dairy industry, milk products, and we also would like to, under this project, we would like to promote one village, one product, which was initiated in Japan in 1971. And there are several challenges in rural e-commerce. Some challenges are common as e-commerce in general, such as inadequacies in infrastructure, transport, and logistics. Let us overcome these, issues. And Indian Postal Service have cooperated with around 400 e-commerce websites. They have established e-Gramin store. And also Khadi and village industries also developed an online shopping platform. We should explore potential of e-Gramin store and also Khadi and village industries, online shopping platform for one village, one product platform from, our, pilot project. Bamboo is another very big potential. Vegetable and fruits sector is very important. And vegetable and fruit farmers are typically disincentives to find marketing solutions for their produce for the following reason. There was a very successful project which was initiated during the National Agriculture Innovation Project of ICAR and Vegetable and Fruit Promotion Council Kerala. And it has developed a viable system for procurement and marketing of the market surplus of fruits and vegetables from small holdings at remunerative prices, farmer-owned markets. And National Agriculture Innovation Project report to 2014 talked about multi-enterprise farming models, multi-enterprising farming models to address the agrarian crisis of Wayanad district of Kerala. Now, this is jointly brought out by the Kerala Agricultural University and the National Agriculture Innovation Project, that is a World Bank funded project, that was, initiated in 2008. In 9 Gram Panchayat, this multi-enterprise farming models to address agrarian crisis of Wayanad district of Kerala in 9 Gram Panchayat, 3 Panchayat, each in Manathanwadi Taluk, Sultan Pathri, and Vyatari Taluk, and aimed at a viable, profitable model that could be replicated. So it means that there are models which are available for replication in our pilot projects. There is a lot of potential in agriculture, and also that unadulterated forest produce in Wayanad district. That's many reports talks about it. There's a range and abundance of unadulterated forest produce in Wayanad district, including medicinal herbs and mushrooms, honey that are gathered or harvested and value added by tribal and local population of their own use as well as for earning. And NABARD Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, there are a lot of efforts are taking place to establish Smart Krishi Bhavan. And with this, let us turn to the address by our guest speaker. And today's topic will motivate and galvanize the participants watching over telecast through facebook.com/Shobhit University India, youtube.com/Shobhit University in, or linkedin.com/company/Shobhit University for establishing startups, smart tribal farming in association with RASTA and Integrated Tribal Development Project, facilitating agricultural and rural transformation in agriculture. Let us unlock the opportunities in India at the earliest. Secret to doubling the income of fathers lies in the efficiency. Let me introduce the guest speaker, Mr. Manish. Can you put the profile? Professor C.K. Peethambaran, retired as Director of Research from the Kerala Agricultural University Service after serving for more than 30 years. He has a specialized knowledge and expertise in poverty elevation programs, setting up of farms in rural areas, large-scale establishment of commercial farms in India, Mozambique, Kenya, Liberia, South Africa, and Myanmar. He worked among farmers in getting a better market for their produce through setting up of village electronic kiosks and virtual trading platforms and popularization of IT in agriculture. Dr. Peethambaran is the recipient of CSA Nigaland Award, Mantad Award, and National E-Governance Award for popularizing IT in agriculture. He was invited to the World Forum at Geneva in 2009 and Government of Bangladesh to popularize e-Krishi program. He worked with the ITC UNCTAD for preparing integrated plant protection strategy in Uganda and Ethiopia. Dr. Peethambaran was the domain specialist to Virtual University in Agriculture Trade, consultant UNDP project on e-Krishi, a market-led initiative through IT-enabled agribusiness center in Kerala, and consultant to the Spices Board for e-Chili Bazaar. He served as principal investigator to the Department of Agriculture, Government of Kerala for the project Crop Health Management and setting up of over 100 plant health clinics attached to Krishi Bhavan throughout Kerala. Dr. Peethambaran is the chairman of Bala Krishi Shastra Congress, Kerala School AgriFest, a program for popularizing agriculture among school children. For this, he was awarded the UNDP Wakayama Award for Japan from Japan and was invited to China to present the concept. He is an author, is an editor of over 20 books and more than 100 scientific articles. So with this, I would like to invite Professor C.K. Peethambaran, Panicker, to address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you and good morning, Dr. Moni, for introducing the subject as well as saying good words about me. This project, the Smart Tribal Farming Project of Wayanad, was conceived after a series of discussions and interactions with different organizations, just like government organizations, NGOs, and many other universities and many other organizations who are involved in the upliftment of tribal people in Wayanad. The concept was also presented in various fora and including this is the project that's saying, and including the
sorry. No, don't rush. You go to the back.
Including the Changemaker Summit, where the Professor Moni presented the project, the concept of the project, and apart from this, in several other organizations and several other fora, this project was discussed.
Hello. We're not hearing.
I'm going to present a basic picture of this project. This Wayanad district was in Kerala. The Wayanad district was selected because this district has the highest number of tribal people And also, it is one and only one tribal district aspirational and
No, no,
the
it is not being shifted properly. You go back and then come forward. Voice is not. Okay.
main idea of the project is that to synergize the partnership between various organizations that are involved in the upliftment of government of tribal people, whether it can be NGOs, the government agencies, universities,
No,
and synergize
your
all
voice
these
is not
people under
coming. It is
one
breaking.
umbrella.
Professor Peethambaran, Professor Peethambaran, your voice is breaking.
That's a problem
Yeah. You
I'm
can
experiencing.
you can put the mic very near
I'm
to your
experience. I know that.
Okay.
Is it okay now?
Okay. Yes.
So there are several large number of projects are functioning for the upliftment of tribal people. But what happens is they are all under watertight compartments. One is doesn't know what's happening to the other project. So under this project, we are planning to bring all the projects under one umbrella so that the tribal people will get all the benefits from the different projects, and there won't be a duplication of the projects by different organizations. And apart from that, once this pilot project is finalized and once the project's period is over, there is a possibility that it can be scaled up pan India for all their tribal communities with slight modifications, slight fine adjustments suiting that conditions. So that is the main program under this thing. See here, the currently the potential of the our rural people are not properly tapped, and with the result, our total factor of productivity has come down drastically. Instead of 1.75, which is to be the ideal thing or a minimum thing, ours is only 1.51. That means this also affects the global agricultural productivity index. Once the global agricultural productivity index has come down, that means the general agricultural scenario of the country will also come down. So this project also aims to better the global agricultural productivity index so that general farmers and also the tribal farmers will be helped by this project initiative. Say, during the Green Revolution, during 60s, 70s, and 80s, our aim was only to enhance the production and productivity. Just like our Green Revolution in the wheat and paddy, milk, white revolution for milk, then blue revolution for fishes. Like that, there are several types of agricultural and related revolutions proposed by the government. But in all these revolutions, the main idea was to increase the yield. But another important factor, the farmer component of the project was not given that importance. With the result, even though we have succeeded in green revolution, white revolution, all other agriculture related revolutions, the income of the farmers have not increased coinciding with the in relation to that the relation results. We are now exporting rice from being a ship to spoon. We are now exporting rice to the different countries, and our main exporting item is grains. But our farmers are not actually benefited by these things. And here in this concept, the Delvai Commission report specifically mentioned that it is to be an income revolution, including the farmers. So this point, there is what happens to digital agriculture and plow to profit, and there the 7 disciplines are mentioned. Professor Moni also mentioned this 7 discipline is introductory lecture. So basically, we have to, first thing is innovative agriculture. What do you mean by innovative agriculture? There are different types of innovative agricultural programs proposed by even conducted by the government of India, like Digital India, Make Up India, Skill India, Startup India, and all these things. And also agronomic advisory. In Indian agriculture is dependent upon the weather. Because if the weather, we have no proper agency to say for the risk management system and also for forecasting agricultural meteorological factors. And this system also try to include that also. Then in comes the information. It is said that from production
Professor
to the
Peethambaran,
marketing.
Mr. Peethambaran, Professor Peethambaran.
Yeah.
There is a
Yeah,
message
I can hear
from
you.
Dr. There is a message from Dr. Ashok Dalwai. He is also watching the program. The chairman of the Doubling Farmers Income by 2022. He has just now sent a message. Dear Professor, I remain grateful to you. You are highly committed and encouraging. Let us take this movement forward. Good morning, a great day ahead. That's a message which he has sent it. He is also watching this program today. Over to you. Carry on.
Thank you, Professor Moni and Professor Dr. Sri Dalwa.
Ashok Dalwai.
Say another is another one is a resource information system. See, resource information system. One important point in the resource information system is the micro level planning. The farmers are even now ignorant about the resources that is required and available for agriculture from different agencies. With the result, they depend upon the local market to get all the information. For example, a study conducted by the World Bank has shown that it takes 17% of the expenses for getting information from a seed to market. 17% of the total expenses incurred for market for production and marketing goes to information. So this is a condition. You may wonder how this information, because the farmer has to go somewhere to get the information. Farmer has to depend upon others to get information. But here in this project, we are providing all the necessary information to the farmers on a day-to-day basis. Then comes the value chain. Say there are different value chains, for example, paddy value chain, coffee value chain, food value chain, all these things. Each value chain
Yeah, it's breaking. Hello?
has its own that integrated land and water management, also the farm health management. Here farm health management, but a One Health program. So that also needs to be addressed under this project. Then I am coming to our project area.
Your voice is breaking,
This
Professor
project
Peethambaran. You speak to the mic. You
area,
speak
as
to the mic.
Wayanad, so Kerala, and here because it's only one aspirational, which is only one aspirant district in Kerala, and also this district has got a maximum number of tribal population. We have selected this district to be included in this project. And coming to the tribal villages, we have got 6 tribal villages like Nulpura, Nenmeni, Putadi, and Kotamtara and Muttil. And we had taken only 4
Professor Peethambaran, can you,
project.
Voice is not coming. Can
So
you
these are
remove
the
these? Your
groups.
hello.
The first picture is that of a Kurichiya. Tell me.
No, your voice is not coming.
Hello?
That so you can adjust, or otherwise you can speak directly to
Hello?
the laptops one. Yeah. Okay. Hello.
It is something wrong with the headphone. Is it clear now?
Yeah. Yeah, it is clear
it
now.
clear
You
now?
hold it and
Yeah. Say these are the tribal people among whom we are going to work. For example, Kurichiya. Say Kurichiya is considered, they are basically landowners. The landowners tribe of Wayanad is the Kurichiyas, and they are locally it is known as the hill Brahmins. Hill Brahmins, and coming to the under highly sophisticated group in inverted commas, and they have got high tradition as well as a long history. In fact, during the Kurichiya tribe was one of the first to fight against the East India Company. The Lord Wellesley, and it is later Wellington. He became the Lord Wellington. So they are the Kurichiya family. They are basically the agriculture people. Second comes the Kuruma tribe. Kuruma is also somewhat related to Kurichiyas, but they are also involved, apart from agriculture, handicrafts. They are involved in the handicrafts. Several handicrafts are made by the Kurumba people. Then comes the Paniya. In fact, Paniya community, Paniya tribe has the maximum number of people in Kerala. And they, as the name indicates, they are basically the working tribes. They are the workers. At one time, they are also bonded laborers. Even now, we can see certain Paniya always bonded to some, say, uh, rich people. And you can see the house of Paniya as well as that of Kurichiya or Kuruma. Even the house that has got the Kurichiya and Kuruma people house has got it's called a Tarwad or a ancestral house, a particular standard set. But in the case of Paniya, it is not so. They are just the local people. They will stay wherever they can. Then comes the Kattunayikka. Kattunayikka can be said that they are the real forest people. They are the real forest people, and they collect forest produces and sell it. In their main source of income is from the forest thing, and also agricultural labor and all that. So we assume that our aim of this project to fulfill these thing, but 15 say sorry gone.
You skipped the one. You're
Yeah.
go to the okay.
Yeah. Say these are the benefits which we wanted to give to the farming community or the tribal community through the thing. First is empowering the tribal communities to digital transformation, general thing. Then operationalize. Micrometa just explained that resource information system, digitalized integrated farm health. That is, I told you about one health system, achieving resources. This is a one thing which we have to take more stress. Per drop, more crop. Because Wayanad district is slowly the rainfall pattern of Wayanad district is slowly moving towards a drought period. Because this year, I think till last month, there was almost 50% less rainfall compared to the normal rainfall. That pattern is slowly a year after, this is noticed in year after year. So we have to make use of the maximum the water that is available in Wayanad to the maximum possible level. That is one thing. Per drop, more crop. Say value system, I will explain slightly afterwards. So these are some of the things which we want to sing. I will just go to the next one. So now, my thing is, what are the three main areas where IT could impact agriculture? One is the access to communication facilities. I just grouped the entire thing, the 15 into three categories. One is access to communication facilities. So communication facilities, say, if the communication facilities are not there, none of our activities is going to mature. So this is the one thing which is important, because we are getting to market prices, information on abating pest and disease attacks, information on weather, rain pattern, etc. That is the first, communication facilities. Second one is a interactive demand-based agriculture service. Say we have got, as I mentioned before, umpteen number of projects for the development of tribal people. But the question is, how many of the tribal people are actually getting these benefits? So for that, we have got government programs, subsidies. See, I had a discussion, not with the tribal people. I have got a discussion with some of the other. And what they have told me is that there are set of people who get all the subsidies, all the benefits, but are not getting those things. So, but this project can solve many of those problems, like subsidies, online applications, loan facilities, online trading. All these things can be interactive demand-based agricultural services. Then third comes the undertaking automation of key agricultural functions, say land records, uh, farm management, milk fat measurement. See, another interesting thing is, in paddy, it's not very much in Wayanad, but in many other places, the private agencies come and buy paddy, saying that when they buy, they said the moisture content is very high, so they will reduce the maximum support price. And what we have done is, in one of the places, we have fixed a moisture measuring small instrument. So when the farmer sells the product, he can measure the moisture content of the grain and sell that. So like that, there are several small instruments. Now, milk fat measurement is a general thing. Every cooperative society, every milk cooperative society has got a milk fat measurement unit, or a moisture content, water content unit. So all these things can be a part of this project, and these are the some of the say benefits of the project. So now, how are you going to run this project? Say, first one is the baseline survey. We have to conduct a detailed baseline survey and just find out what are the gaps. And based on the baseline survey and the GAP and SWOT analysis, then we have to start the entire process into digitization. After digitization comes the pilot phase. Then once the pilot phase, we have initiated the pilot phase, then it is not a complete project. We have to train the stakeholders, both the stakeholders and the persons who are working with the project. They have to train them and find out what are the lacunas in the project. For that, we have to test each our project activities. We just find out whether they are functioning properly. For that, we have to test, and this is the next step, that is a training and testing. Then comes the transition phase. In the transition phase, we are actually running the project and to find out what is happening. Then comes the supply chain and marketing. So all the products, how best we can the products can reach the final destination, whether it can be final buyer or to an export or anything. For that, each value chain or a supply chain may vary depending upon the product. For example, the supply chain of milk and the supply chain of fruits and the supply chain of grain are entirely different. Even the coffee is different. Then once we have reached this thing, now we know what are the products that are available, what are the almost approximate quantity. Then comes the value addition. Say value addition, we have to start. We can start value addition at the farm gate level, or we can start value addition at a second or a general pooled value addition system. Then we can go in for the last phase, that is a hands-off support. So we just hand over the entire thing to the say tribal people or the agency who is running it. Then it should run of its own. So this is the general step that we are planning in this thing. And come to the digital farming. And then one more thing I'm just telling about some more repetition also. The digital tribal farming, there are two important components. One, the digitalization part that I told you, that is we had to get the database of the farmers and input data, all the information required to run a farm profitably. For that, for example, if we have got a data of the list of farmers who are cultivating rice in this season, we can arrange the required quantity of manure, required quantity of machinery to run this thing if it is required, water and all these things. Otherwise, now what's happening? We are not sure how many farmers are cultivating rice, how many farmers are cultivating fruits. For example, if there's only one farmer who has got a mango, then there is no point in going for a value chain or he can sell it to nearby. But if you have got large quantity of mango, then we have to go in for a value addition, and for that this data is required. Like that, every data, input data, if you buy the entire fertilizers, manures in a large quantity, price will come down. So we have to go in for input data, say stakeholder analysis and output data and all these things. That is basically the digitalization part of the thing. Then comes the digital transformation. That is a bit more complicated. We have to go in for a big data analysis and all that. We will discuss not now. We'll have to think about at some other area. So when the digital transformation is being approved, there are three important steps. One is the business strategy, then comes the institutional support, then to enable the entire techniques. Coming to the business strategy, what are the business strategy? Aggregation of support, input for better enablement and equipping their tribal farmers. There comes a business strategy. Then comes the institutional support. There is all the government agency, non-governmental agencies, training and investment, all these things. The third one is the enable technology. So all these things, you have to enable technology to suit all these things. That is the thing. Then when we go to your SDG goals of the United Nations, there are 17 SDG goals, and these SDG goals, the main idea of the SDGs goal is to evaluate where we stand. For example, number one is poverty. We can, based on the SDG goals, we can find out, we can know, are our poverty alleviation program is a successful model or not. So that everything, zero hunger, like that 17 SDG goals are there. So if you go through this project, we can see that almost all these 17 SDG goals are, say, at one step or other is relevant to this project. So that is one interesting part of this project. So I'm just taking a few slides just to show to the public that how best this project can help the farmers. One thing, average rate of a share of retail price. A farmer gets, this is the survey of the Reserve Bank of India conducted in 2019. A onion farmer gets only 28% of the final buyer's price. 72% goes in between. And green chilies 33%, rice 49%, turmeric 55%, and red chilies. And I'll just explain a little bit further in this thing. For example, I am just even divided that into different categories. Only the first one is Reserve Bank of India. Other things I just collected from different sources. For example, onion. Take the example of onion farmer. You say onion farmer, if he can sell the product directly to the wholesale dealer, then he gets a 32% additional income. And at the same time, he is able to sell to the retailer, he gets 52%. But he sells to the buyer directly, he gets 72% more yield. That is the study conducted by Reserve Bank of India. So, but here there are three categories. Our inputs, our farmers' products can be divided into three categories. One is highly perishable, like vegetables, certain tubers and all that. It can be stored for a few days or months. Comes under banana, plantain, ginger, tuber and all. Few days or months. Then comes the stored for a long period of time. That is a paddy, coffee, pepper and ginger. You can see that the highly perishable commodity, the value received by the farmers very low. You can see, I have taken three things. Onion comes under the highly perishable, gets only 28%. Turmeric comes under medium, you will get the 55% of the final products. While red chilies, not the green chilies, red chilies, which can be stored for few months, you get 78%. Interestingly, in Kerala, the rubber farmer gets a maximum price. He gets almost 80% of the final buyer price. So that is the perishable. So what we have to do in this aspect is that, one, we can go in for a aggregation and all these things. And another thing is we can even think about processing and all this. So another thing is the price information. From where the farmer gets the price information. Mainly from other farmers. Almost 50, this is also Reserve Bank of India survey, 50% of the farmers get the information from the other farmers. and traders about 45, mobile app about less than 5%, say website again about 3 to 4%, any other. So this is the condition. So you see, they depend upon the traders. The trader won't say the actual price in the market. I'll just give an example. In my house, we have got lots of mango trees. So what happens every season when the mango is about to be harvested, a trader will come, and my mother is looking after all these things, and he will tell the mother that this year mango is very poor. That nobody is buying mango because climate is not good, and mother say no, good price is there. Then he will say, last year I bought it for 1,000. I'll give you 1,500. My mother will say, 2,000, you give me 2,000. Like that, she doesn't know what is the price. So just this is exactly what is happening to the farmer. They are not knowing the correcting. I just told you about the 11% total production cost is for the information. Then reducing the crop loss. You see crop loss. The same thing I have put in the ICR CPET review. Cereals, the loss is 4 to 6%. But fruits, it goes up to 15%. Vegetable, it goes up to 12%. That is only that. I'll give much more information on that. So here, the value chain, when you are working for the value chain, you have to take into consideration the product and how best we can reduce the loss of these commodities. Just skip this. I'll just give you another example of this thing, banana. For example, in Wayanad, banana is one of the major crops. Average production of banana is 4.35 tons, Nandran. Potential yield is 25 to 30 tons. But say post-harvest loss of banana in Kerala is 19%. And Thrissur it is 17%, and Palakkad is 21%. While in Maharashtra, this is plantain, in Maharashtra it is almost 30%. For example, farm gate it is 6.8% loss. Transport 3.9% loss. Wholesale market 1.56% loss. Ripening chamber 3.4% loss. And retail market 14% loss. So this is 29% loss. So that means the farmers, even after producing the product, he's wasting almost 30% of its products in this way. They're losing the market. Then another thing, value addition, banana. For example, in India, we have about 8.8 lakh hectares of banana. From that, we are only harvesting the fruits. We are not using the fiber. If you use the fiber, it is 3.87 million tons of fiber. Take the example of Wayanad. In Wayanad, total number of plants per hectare is 2,500 Nandran. And extractable fiber, assume that out of 2,500, we are now taking only 1,000. We can take 300 kg of fiber. And average price of raw material is 150 rupees. That means with 300 kg of fiber, the farmer gets almost 45,000 rupees additional income, and that is the income required, expenses required for cultivating 1 hectare of banana. So he gets cultivation expenses completely free from this thing. And interestingly, 2 varieties of banana cultivated in Wayanad, Puvan as well as Nandran, are the most ideal varieties for extracting fiber. And the cost of involved, it is not much. For example, it is only 1.5 lakh rupees for this machine. Extra. We used to conduct training programs here in Thiruvananthapuram, and And here, out of this 1.5 lakh under the SMAM, we get about 80% subsidy if you are buying it from a farmer producer company. So it is negligible. And after that, we have also found out that during the extraction procedure, we get a lot of sap. That sap is high in potash, which is the nutrient that is required for banana. So we are storing the thing and pumping into the field. You can take the machine to the field, extract it, pump the material to the field. So that's also another possible method. Then grading, and another important thing which we have ignored. For example, this is also result review from the, not from the Reserve Bank, from one of the agriculture universities. So only maximum grading is taking place in 34%. It's in the potato, while in cabbage 20%, carrot and also onion and so 1%, eggplant 1%. But what is the interest here? I'm taking in one interesting thing, cabbage. For example, ungraded cabbage, the price is 4.5 rupees. At that time, first grade is 19 rupees. Then second grade is 13 rupees. So the difference in the income is 340% from the ungraded to the first quality, or it is 200% between the ungraded and the second quality. The buyers, the merchants prefer ungraded products because they say this is not a good thing. They take out the smallest potato or the smallest cabbage, show the farmers, and this is the thing, and we don't get marked. So this can be done in the market. For example, carrot, it is 44% difference. Potato, it is 50% difference. Turmeric, it is 154% difference. So these grading procedure can be done very simply. You can see the mangoes being graded there. That is a thing. And grading is done the best way in the case of cashew kernels. For example, we have got different types of kernels, 180, 220, 340, and all these things. And each one is cost within 5 minutes. I'll just try. That's it. Then comes branding. Most of our products are not properly branded. So this project can think about branding and getting, if possible, GI status, and also some endorsement by a celebrity. Then it will sell like a hot cake. And you said Trifed is trying some work on this thing, but it is not enough. We have to work more on this thing. Then comes a tribal tourism. Wayanad, especially Wayanad. Wayanad is the tourist destination in Kerala, one of the best tourist destinations in Kerala. And one is Ennuru. The government of project is Ennuru is a tribal village. You have to go to during the Sundays and all that. This entire thing is done by the tribal community. There's a big rush for the tribal food in the Ennuru. Like that, we can think about. There is another thing is Chegadi. Chegadi is a tribal hamlet, and there they have just started this tribal thing. They even have tribal food and also a small museum. So most of the tourists visit this museum and
This is not coming, Professor Peethambaran. Hello.
So I think net is slow from sir side, sir.
Okay.
That's why it's stuck, sir.
Hello. I think now let me speak to him. It's almost last point. Then. Disconnected. Okay. You can invite, please invite Madam Rastaji. Madam is very nice. Welcome. We had a very powerful presentation by Professor Peethambaran ji, and last slide, I think he has got a disconnectivity. Now he will join. We had a very good, the project parameters, how we are visualizing it, and many points he covered, why this project and how it is going to be operationalized and so on and so forth. I thank Professor Peethambaran ji for a very wonderful presentation. Please join once again, and we will, in the last, we can show the rest of the slides. Now, let me introduce Madam Omana ji. Mr. Manish, can you put Omana ji's profile? Madam Omana ji is the Director of Rural Agency for Social and Technological Advancement since 1987. During 1983-87, she was the Project Director of the Social Work and Research Center, Thilonia, Rajasthan, in Wayanad. In 1987, the Social Work and Research Center Wayanad has registered as Rural Agency for Rural and Technological Advancement in Wayanad. Social Center, Rural Agency for Social and Technological Advancement. Her journey began with started night schools for tribal children and dropouts from schools, initiated a savings system for poor women, created newsletters and pamphlets about environmental awareness, women rights, and education, etc., implemented working agendas with women's group and farming approaches with local farmers. Her achievements and recognition include Sri Shakti Praskar 2012 from Government of India, United Nations Rio Plus 20 Summit Award on Food Sovereignty, and Kurichiya Award for the Best Social Worker of Kerala State, Science and Spirituality State Award, and she is one of the 3 finalists of UNEP Sasakawa Environment Prize for Climate 2007, and nominated for Nobel Peace Prize along with 1,000 women selected from all over the world. And she also got in 2002 Vijay National Award and for outstanding contribution for the development of poor, and selected as the Eco Volunteer from India to the Environment License Committee International in 1996. Madam Omana made a presentation and conferences in both national and international conferences, Morocco, France, Spain, and Netherlands, and United Kingdom and Switzerland. At the national level, her papers were related to agriculture and gender, women in agriculture and rural women, and RASTA's experience of roof water harvesting systems. She also attended training programs in the areas of NGO management, gender internship training, institutional management, watershed-based development approaches, microcredit management, and organizational development and management. Madam Omana is a professional member of organization network like Arpana Consortium, Sambada, and a consultant for gender and agriculture-related planning activities. And she's also Vice President of Planet Kerala, and Vice President of NGO Kuruma, and Vice President of Varda, a local NGO network for agriculture promotion, Wayanad. With this, I would like to request Madam Omana ji to present to the audience that what RASTA is going to do. Professor Peethambaran ji, last slide, I think your internet connectivity. Hope that was the last slide, or okay, fine. Okay. Madam Omana ji, welcome. And we have been working with you and talking, and we conduct a lot of programs, and we would like to hear from you about what you would like to do and how you are going to operationalize this project. And Mr. Manish, can you, okay, thank you very much. And over to you, madam.
Thank you so much, Professor Moni sir. Give this opportunity to tell our experience and introduce RASTA. as well as the tribal community. It's a good opportunity to hear outside the world and inside the India people. Thank you so much. Okay. And RASTA is a rural agency for social and technological advancement. It's started in 1987 in Wayanad, because Wayanad, why we are selected in Wayanad, the tribal population is very high in Kerala, and also the hilly district. In the mainly the agriculture related activities are people are doing here. And very poor district, and road and other animals problems, and a lot of what called in the forest area, 35% of forest area, and the tribal population is very high. That is the reason we selected Wayanad. Before that, we worked in Rajasthan. In the 8 years, I worked with the community in the women in Rajasthan. And also I work with people in Rajasthan, different kind of caste system and class system. I learned from there and at the Barefoot College International. Then I come back to Kerala and started. This is our home state. I am talking to Malayalam. That is the reason we selected in Wayanad. Our vision is, creating a value-based society which is self-reliant, ensuring sustainable resource management, where people would be able to think and act about sectorial priorities with the recognition and dignity as their levels. And the mission is to accomplish our vision. We stand for facilitating to empower the community, especially the rural community, through building democratic, sustainable, people-based institutions, mobilizing local and external resources, collaborating with like-minded institutions, individuals, and government. This is my background. Maybe Professor Moni sir discuss with. I am not covering this area. Of course, I want to go to the next slides. This is some of our activities photos. We are working with the tribal community. That is the photos are there. Then what is the strength of our organization? Lead NGO for promoting self-help group. First, we started the self-help group 1991.
Madam Omana, can you go to the previous slide?
Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah, this is some project, one photos we are taken very before 10 years. This is a first photos is rainwater harvesting. Our ministry, Government of India, we gave 35 schools in, we selected in 35 schools in Wayanad, very rural areas, and we installed the rainwater harvesting system in the 35 schools in government schools. That is the first photo. Second one, I'm standing with the tribal community. That is a primitive tribe, very less in number. They are the hilly area, they are living the forest area, and I am standing there. The third one is the children's program. We are running lot of children's program in the vacational time. The third one is and planting trees in the school level. That is another photo. And these all photos like that, I am standing with the tribal community where I come to Wayanad. Okay, sir. Next. And the strength of RASTA, it's promoting self-help group. 1991, we promoted self-help group. Before the Kudumusri came in Kerala, a very powerful system in Kerala is the Kudumusri. But before that, in 1991, we started the self-help group because the women are so poor, they are laborers and they don't have any saving system. And we started to very 5 rupees each persons, and they come get together and they saved the very small amount, and they want to take that amount for their education for the children, and as well as they can contribute to the home. That is a system we introduced here. That's a very successful project we introduced here in Wayanad. And around and also expertise in NRM, Natural Resource Management, Watershed Management Program we started in Wayanad. Then capacity building in Panchayat Raj institution, because I am the resource person of Kila, and I am we started in 73-74 amendment in India government declare, and Kerala is the first state we started in Panchayat Raj institution. Our involvement is Panchayat Raj institution is very strongly. We help the Panchayat Raj institution, and also we learn lot of from that system, the participatory rural appraisal system, how we can develop a project from the bottom to top. That level we studied that system. Then experienced expert staff from community. We selected so many community leaders than our organization. Then strong linkage with the nations and international organization. Actually, our parent organization, Barefoot College International, is a very big organization, very simple organization. Mr. Bengar Roy and Aruna Roy, she left in IAS and she started with social work. My experience in 8 years in there, I got it there from. Then in the Sampada and also the network of India level, then Kila and the local government, Panchayat Raj institution, as well as the NABARD, banks, so many other universities also we are linked with them. Then strong support with the community. That's the main thing, because community, without community, we can't work in the community. We are the very grassroots level people join together. We empower them. They go back to the community and they develop a community system. We introduce them. Then we have a ATG, 12A, FCR, CSR registration, everything with Darpan ID, everything with us, and we are the very community-based organization. Our governing body is 7, executive body, 1 tribal men are with the governing body, our chairman also governing body. Founders working in the North India and all over India, we have a network of connection. Next. Our focus area is, I told you, the women empowerment, tribal development, natural resource management, soil and water conservation, education, technology dissemination, solar, biogas, smokeless tula, water harvesting and compost tanks, sustainable agriculture development, entrepreneurship and skill development, climate change initiatives, SHG promotion. But I want to tell something about the enterprise and skill development. That is the main thing, because the tribal community, they always depending on the forest producers as well as the agriculture laborers, and depending on agriculture only. Sometimes agriculture is failed because the flood area is Wayanad, because Wayanad is a very hilly area and forest area, animal conflict is very high in Wayanad. That is the time we focus the skill for the youth, the tribal youth. We have a lot of around 200 people above. We gave the training to the carpentry, painting, plumbing, wiring, that kind of, even including the tribes also. And they are making a lot of income from their skill, and they are doing in the community, becoming a leader of the skill, become some tribal persons, they have a 200 staff, like that a company, they develop like that way. That is a very successful story. And the other achievements is we work with this kind of community and this hilly area and tribal area. We need some kind of help give to the community, because mainly the agriculture is the main focus area. That is the reason we gave the, we help them. You support them, the livestock management around this much of amount, these people, and technology dissemination, smokeless tula, solar. 165 family, they are staying in the forest area, like the Mutanga. Maybe you can find out the Mutanga area is a National Geographic site. You can go and look at that area. We installed 165 families staying in the inside the forest. No electricity, no road. Only animals are there surrounding area, and we gave 165 household with the solar electrification. That is the way we help. Then also housing. before, not now. Now the Panchayat Raj is shaping lot of project in housing and sanitation and all things. This is all the old things, old time we gave. River bank protection also, that government of India helped us to protect the river bank. We 8,000 meters we put a plants, and at that time nobody understand why we protect the river bank area, because we introduce these all things and the people have a lot of doubt. Why you are putting the plant in the riverside? Why? This is smart people, they are making money. That is a thing that time, but now people are understood why it is important of protection of river or riverside, because farmers are depending on that river, very small river. River means it's a very small stream like that, and the summer season they're depending on the this stream. And we also develop some government of India help to the check dams. We protected 2-3 areas as a check dams, and we use the water for the summer season. That is also one kind of another agriculture related to the technology. Then solar energy, I told LG, JLG means joint liability group. We also develop 10 women or 10 farmers with this kind of group. They join the account in the bank, and they want to develop some kind of project, and they want to take a loan from the bank. We want to develop this kind of joint liability group. And also SIG already discussed. Okay, next. This is our priority SDG goals, because the Professor Moni sir, Professor Peethambaran sir discussed about the sustainable development goals in the, that is we covered around these all areas. Maybe the slide is not perfectly seen. This is our area we covered. So where we are partners, RASTA, that's why the government of India, of course, we got a lot of projects from the government of India, Ministry of Water Resources, Ministry of Tribal Department, and so many projects we got it. In the government of Kerala also we got some money for the agriculture, bio-village development project we got it. NABARD, of course, because we promoted self-help groups. NABARD also helped a lot of. Then Tilonia, our barefoot college, now the 50 years over. Then Oxfam, that is a very old organization, the non-governmental organization. Then SIDA, CAPAT, and all the university students also, a lot of visited RASTA, because we are the very grassroots level worker. We are working at the very grassroots level. That's why they learn and they want to practice. That is why they visited so many, Shobhit University, University of Greenwich, European Union. That's all. And also we run a World Bank project in 3 Panchayat in Calicut district. That is a water and sanitation project. Award and recognition already, sir, discussed. Okay. This is also same. What is the infrastructure we have? We have a land, and we the office building and mess and everything is here, and skill training center, because it's very rural. We situated in RASTA, that rural and very close to the tribal community. There is only 5 minutes walking distance. The tribal community hamlets are there. They come and they sit together. We can discuss with their problem. We can help them. We are very close to the community. That's why we selected this area in the rural area. And this all kind of training. This is also thank you in the RASTA's things. Maybe I have to discuss about the project. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam, for your wonderful presentation, our infrastructures which you have developed, and also that I am very happy that with the presentation by Professor Peethambaran ji, he has given a wide perspective, a framework based how we should achieve digital maturity. He has brought out a framework model, and as the very experienced professor, he brought it out. And you also, with a strong ground level institutional model, you brought it out. And I'm very happy the strength you have, RASTA has, the focused area in which you are working, and you are also achieved, out of 17 goals, you achieved 8 goals. It's a phenomenal the monumental achievement you have done it, and our salutary respects to you and your team. And I'm also very happy to know that your initiative became the foundation for Kudumbasri in the state of Kerala. And your work with respect to self-help group, NRM, natural resource management and watershed management, and about 9 focused area which you talked about it are going to be the basic foundation stone for our smart tribal farming. It's very important. And thank you very much. Please stay with us. And I'm also very happy to note the figures achievement. That is, you are able to benefit the total number of beneficiaries who got from your RASTA is 1,36,394. It's a phenomenon. Thank you very much. Please stay with us. Let me invite Professor Radhamma. She's one of the very senior most professor. She has she's also got associated with this project Smart Tribal Farming. Mr. Manish, can you put Professor Radhamma's profile? Mr. Manish, Dr. A. Radhamma Pillai is a professor and head, retired, and she is head of Krishi Vigyan Kendra, Wayanad, Kerala Agriculture University. Basically, Professor Radhamma is a veterinarian, and she took her bachelor's degree in veterinary science and animal husbandry, and a master's in veterinary science, poultry science from the College of Veterinary Science and Animal Sciences, Thrissur, during 1972-78, and did her PhD in poultry nutrition from Veterinary College, Hon'ble, University of Agricultural Science, Bangalore. Her service started from Kerala Agricultural University as a junior assistant professor, Department of Poultry Science, Veterinary College, and then at Krishi Vigyan Kendra, Wayanad, as an assistant professor, associate professor, and then professor and head of KVK for 13 long years. Her service in Kerala Agricultural University was for about 36 years, and her service in KVK started serving tribals of Wayanad by conducting training programs in animal husbandry, problems-oriented research, lab-to-land programs, and etc. She has conducted on farm trials, frontline demonstrations, and so on and so forth. Setting up of backyard poultry units and rearing of Malabari goats were very much successful among the farmers. The KVK, funded by ICR during her leadership, could establish soil testing lab, farm machinery unit, biocontrol lab run by the tribal girls as self-help groups, planting material production units, mushroom spawn production lab, goat demonstration unit, poultry hatchery unit at the College of Veterinary Sciences, Pukkad, and well-furnished training hall, and etc., etc., and a processing unit for vegetables and fruits. Professor Radhamma retired from service in 2015. During her leadership of Krishi Vigyan Kendra, Krishi Vigyan Kendra could receive around 4 crores as external fund for expansion of infrastructure facilities. With this, let me invite Professor Radhamma. We are lucky to have you, and you are also participating in our weekly consultative meeting, and your suggestions are very valuable, and your work, your contribution for the tribal women, and also that for the present Smart Tribal Farming Initiative. What all the things which you have done it as a KVK head, and you please incorporate in the project proposal. Nothing else you have to do that. And what you have done it in KVK, you have to operationalize it. Our network is 10 villages which we have taken it up with the as a value chain with the KVK. Over to you, madam.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your nice words. Good afternoon, everybody. I know that agriculture is the main component for doubling farmers' income, but along with that, animal husbandry is also a major part that has to be taken care of. So I think since I am a expert in veterinarian, even though I have worked in KVK for more than 36 years, I was heading KVK. Actually, my background, even though I am a veterinarian, I was actually connected with agriculture and allied activities. So, few things about animal husbandry, I will show it to you. This I know, you all know that Wayanad is a main place for rearing cattle. This tribal groups.
You can get into the presentation mode, slideshow mode.
Okay, slideshow mode. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will see it.
And then you can also hide the last line. The hide, you just hide, click it so that that line will not come.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Sir, this tribal people, especially these Kurumas and Kurichiyas, they are having land, as we all know. So, in before 2000, they were rearing only native breeds of cow only. Their usual practice was they let free these cows in the forest, and in the morning and evening only they will come back to their shed. So a ring round area they will provide for standing in near their hamlets only. But after 2000 and all, these tribal people also have started rearing this crossbred cows, especially this one only, crossbred Jersey cows, Holstein, like that only. At that time, they have started this one's inquiring how their milk will be supplied to outside. Then they have become members of the milk cooperative societies of Wayanad district, and now they are all successful in rearing livestock. Actually, they were having this promotion of natural farming before, and when they started rearing this one livestock, especially this crossbred breeds, their agriculture production also has increased because of their more this one. They are getting more this one dung, urine, and all from these cows. But actually, now the condition is they are selling milk to the cooperative societies, and they are getting subsidy for feed and also the price for the milk. But the milk products, processing of the milk, nobody has entered into that area. Actually, the Kerala Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, they are having so much of area, and they are all infrastructure facilities, and they are processing all the milk collected from these cooperative societies. So my suggestion is that we have to include these tribes for training actually processing of this milk and also other products. Then I think this milk cooperative societies and the College of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, even the dairy department, they all have to be collaborated for this process. Training can be given to them, and milk parlors can be started in these cooperative, along with these cooperative societies where they are selling milk. And another thing is fodder scarcity is very much here. Even though this Wayanad district is having so much of pasture lands and even bare lands also, but during summer season, this land, they are not at all getting fodder, especially the tribes. They go to forest for fetching this one fodder and all. And if this fodder cultivation is this one promoted in these areas, this fodder can be processed to hay and silage, so that can be fed to animals during summer season. Then another thing is rearing of Deshi cows. As I told before, these tribal farmers were rearing this one only Deshi cows before. But introduction of this cows like this one Vechur and all, I think production of A2 milk, which is having medicinal value, that will fetch more price for the farmers. And also value added products can be made from milk, dung and urine, just like this one only Panchagabya, and also this one Jivamrita, Khana Jivamrita, like that. So the tribal youths and also the women, tribal women can be trained in all this, so that they can sell their products directly from their surrounding itself. That will fetch more price for them. Then another part is raising and breeding of the pigs, especially meat type pigs. Actually, there is a problem for rearing of livestock, especially pigs, because they have to, if they are rearing pigs and all, they have to get license from panchayats. That is a tedious process also. So that process has to be given. That process has to be given very smoothly. It has to be gone. Then only they can rear these pigs also. So that also fetch more price for them, because if pigs, when they attain around 8-10 months, they will attain around 80 to 100 kgs. That is meat type pigs. They can rear and they can sell for meat. Even processing of this meat of pigs also can be promoted for tribal youths and even for women also. Then another part is poultry rearing. Actually, before all are rearing native fowls only, and when crossbred birds have come, just like this Ostravate, Rhode Island Red, like that, they can, this backyard system of poultry rearing has come. But the problem in backyard rearing is they are let free in the this one only daytime. They are let free, and evening only these birds will come back to their small coops. But their mortality, death was so much, around 80-90%. So we thought of that time rearing this one in this one limited range system of rearing. There these birds are let free in a limited area, providing some feed from surroundings, then feeding termites and all the local things can be fed to them. Even waste from kitchen also can be fed to them. In a limited area they are rearing only. At that time, evening they can be put in small coops. So in an year these birds will lay around 220 to 80 eggs per year. Then that will also fetch more income for this tribal youths and women. Then another part is coil rearing. Coil rearing also, before it was banned, but that ban has gone. Now people have started rearing coils. The coil rearing is only a few period. These coils can be reared, because after 4 weeks, when they attain around 4 weeks, they started laying eggs. That eggs can be sold. It is having very nutritional value in medicinal value, and the coil meat is also having high nutrition value. That can be promoted. This processing of these eggs and also this meat also can be done. This one in small units also. Then another thing is 3-tier system of rearing hen, duck and fish. This is a method which was adopted before, but everyone has stopped because of so many other reasons. But I think in our tribal colonies, this system can be promoted. Three-tier system means rearing hen in small sheds, then ducks on the pond. Ducks will be floating on the pond, and fish, edible fishes can be reared in the ponds. So that will fetch more income for this one people, farmers, and the tribal groups, especially youths. Youths can be trained for this. Training can be given in KVK, even in College of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, etc. All those things we have to collaborate, all the institutions, for training also. Then another thing is goat rearing, as mentioned before. Rearing of Malabari goats originated from this Telicheri area, and also Attapadi goats from Palghat district. They are actually very much suitable for rearing in homesteads, because they require only small this one only investment. Especially the bamboos can be bamboo poles. That with that it can, the houses can be, or that shed can be constructed with the raised platforms, and the investment for rearing these goats is very less, and they can be fed with this one grass, which are rich in minerals, vitamins, and also small amount of the locally available feed can be given, and around 1 year they will fetch around 25-30 kilos from one goat. We will that the farmers will get, and they can be sold through proper marketing. And another thing is fish culture. Fish culture is rearing of fish in this one ponds, that is edible fishes, and also ornamental fish farming is a very profitable enterprise which can be thought of, especially for these tribal youths, because they are even now also most of the youths, they are in local markets and all. We can see small this one boys and girls, they are coming and selling these fingerlings, ornamental fishes only. So that is a very good enterprise which can be taken care of. Chachu, then another thing is another thing is promotion of herbal medicines and cultivation. This is actually other enterprises apart from animal husbandry. And before that, another point I have to mention is about rabbit rearing. Rabbit rearing also recently it has been banned, but now the ban has been removed, and rabbit rearing, especially rabbits for meat purpose, namely this New Zealand white grey giant, they can be reared in tribal hamlets. They can be sold for meat. Even their kids also can be sold for breeding purpose also, and that also can be taken up by this tribal youths and also tribal women. Then herbal medicines, actually this from forest areas they are collecting this herbal plants for treatment of so many diseases, the ITK and all. I think Mr. Nandan will talk on that. And this one cultivation of herbal plants in their premises, and then marketing. That is a very good enterprise that can be thought of, and even processing also can be done with the herbal plants. Then another thing is, I think Peethambaran sir has mentioned about banana. Banana cultivation is been so much in Wayanad district, and the fiber processing he has mentioned. Again, I want to tell, because I have trained so many this one tribal ladies and even others for fiber extraction when I was in KVK. this one fiber extraction and also making so many products from banana fiber, that bags, then hats, then plates and all those. They have been trained. I think those people can be they can be promoted again for giving training to these tribal women, so that they can fetch a higher income from this. Then another thing is processing and manufacturing this one only, banana fiber products only. Then exposure visit, I think that can be done when if we are going to Tamil Nadu and areas. So many units are there with this one for extraction fiber, and this extraction fiber, that machine also. Peethambaran sir has shown that it is fetching less amount, only around 1.5 lakhs. Then another thing is mushroom production. I think Moni sir has mentioned this one. Mushroom production is the very much this profitable enterprise, especially ladies can take care of that. This tribal women can be trained, and they can be even training also can be this one imparted from KVK. KVK is providing so many trainings, small few days, 1 week training, 2 days training, and even training for more than 6 months, especially in this one nursery production management, etc. So they can be trained there for production of mushroom. Even mushroom spawn production also can be thought of for fetching more income. And apart from this, I want to tell, I think Moni sir has mentioned about sericulture. Sericulture, that production was there here before. When the sericulture board has been stopped, the production of this cocoons and all also has stopped, I think so. So that also can be thought of now, rearing of silkworms. That can be, that also fetch more price for them. So as a whole, what I have to tell is an integrated approach has to be taken for this project, doubling farmers' income, especially for tribes. We have to take an integrated approach, agriculture and husbandry, everything has to be coordinated for fetching more price and for upliftment of tribes. This much only. Thank you very much. Chachu?
Moni sir, kindly unmute.
Okay.
Moni sir, kindly unmute.
Thank you. Thank you very much, madam, for your very action-oriented presentation in many of the points that in agriculture and allied sector, with your vast experience and lot of on the ground training has been done. But today you have brought it out with a justification that why we should take it now. In the area of animal husbandry, pig rearing, poultry sector, goat rearing, pisciculture, and also that areas like goat rearing and many other things that which are all very area where the not only doubling farmers' income, it is a many folding. It can come out, and it is very important. And you also said it that integrated approach is very important, and I will be very happy that now we are, the whole team is working in the project proposal writing. I'll be very happy that these are all gets into appropriate significance in the project proposal. Thank you very much, and please stay with us, and let me introduce Mr. Nanda Kumar. And Mr. Nanda Kumar, Mr. Manish, can you put his profile? Mr. Nanda Kumar hails from a farming community, transcended the boundaries of educational discipline, and of commerce, and turned out to be a botanist by passion and a practicing environmentalist. He joined RASTA during 1990 and served for about 12 years in various positions, and engaged in projects undertaken by RASTA includes natural resource management activities, program, and riparian ecosystem restoring program, tribal development programs, and water and sanitation programs funded by Swiss Development Corporation, National Watershed Development Board, Government of India, CAPAD, and State Tribal Development, Oxfam India, and World Bank. Mr. Nandakumar worked for 20 years in state government service, both in Public Works Department and Local Self-Government Department Engineering Wing from 2002 to 2023. While officiating in government service, he took leave and joined M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation for a period of 2 years. And as a program coordinator for the project titled Promotion of Specialty Rice Varieties, Aromatic and Medicinal Rice Varieties, Kantakasala, Mulanchana, and Navara. Retired from government service in the year May 2023 and rejoined once again M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation. He actively involves in biodiversity conservation programs, especially raising community conservation gardens, restoring sacred groves, and restoring various ecosystems. He bought a 1.5-acre barren land 20 years ago and converted now into a natural forest by conserving International Union for Conservation of Nature, categorized 189 rare, endemic, and threatened tree species, rare, endemic, and threatened tree species, 83 wild epiphytic, and 36 wild terrestrial orchids of Western Ghats, 35 varieties of wild climbers, 167 varieties of medicinal plants, wild varieties of arisoma, wild ginger, wild turmeric varieties, 20 varieties of bamboo, and an array of other wild genetic diversities. Restored a dilapidated sacred crow in the homestead land and enriched with the trees and developed into a natural sacred grove. One other sacred grove in the locality has been biodiversified with 70 odd rare, endemic, and threatened tree species with own resources. Taking note of the contribution towards biodiversity conservation, Mr. Nandakumar has been awarded the 2022 State Award Vanamitra Praskar by the Kerala State Forest Department and 2023 Harita Vyakti Praskar, Green Person of Kerala State Biodiversity Board. He has been recognized as a custodian farmer of Kerala State Biodiversity Board. Thank you very much, Mr. Nandakumar. We have been interacting for more than 6 months in this project. Thank you very much by looking into your very important profile, a man from commerce discipline into a biodiversity person. Thank you very much. Over to you. How would you like to facilitate operationalization of smart tribal farming? Thank you very much. Over to you. Just 1 minute. Let me click this photograph and then, that over to you. Just 1 minute. Over to you, Mr. Nandakumar. Thank you.
To all those who are present, those who are virtually and physically present. But it's echoing. Just wait.
You have a connection now, Mr. Nandakumar?
So just
okay. Yeah.
just a minute, sir. Something went wrong over here.
Okay, then let us please get back and Mr. Manish, you can
Some
fix the
technical
name.
problems. Just.
Just
Okay. Presentation. Upload it. So, for the past, I think we have been discussing serially for last about 10 months or so. I think I have participated many of the serial discussions. And what I would like to mention about the something which Omana Madam has left out. From there, my portion is about ethnoveterinary, ethno-medicinal part. But at the same time, I would like to make some of the points which
you can speak to the mic. Voice is not coming. Speak to the mic.
Can you hear? Can you audible?
Okay, fine. Good.
Okay. That's so. We have many of the things which have been covered by Peethambaran sir and Prof. Moni sir and Radhama madam. But I would like to mention something about the problems which the farmers are facing in Wayanad. From there, I would like to start with the major problem related to, we are concentrating mainly on rice cultivation and coming across other crops also. The major problem which we are now facing is one of the major problem is low yield and falling productivity is one of the major problem that the farmers are facing in the case of rice cultivation. It is mainly because of the pest and disease infestation and wild animals, crop raiding by wild animals and all those things. I would like to make some solution also. For the falling productivity or low yields, we can introduce yield enhancement technologies to the tribal farmers who are continuing the still rice farming. Rice farming is continuously decreasing in Wayanad district. We have been about 50,000 hectares of rice cultivation during 1980s. Now it has been reduced to 10,000 or 8,000 hectares, and farmers are now forsaking rice cultivation also. It is mainly because of the poor price, poor margin of poor profit margin which is coming from rice. That is why they are mainly disowning this rice cultivation. They are shifting towards banana cultivation, which is a very eco-deleterious crops, and when rice cultivation is a very eco-benign crops. That the ecological damage which that has been posed by the cultivation of banana is very, very, very dangerous to the human health and at the environment also, for the drinking water sources and everything. And also for the tribal communities, especially the Paniya communities who are foraging in the fields for collecting wild edibles, that they are getting now the very contaminated, chemically contaminated wild edibles from the field, and that leads to their health vulnerability further in a dangerous position. That especially the Paniya communities, they are the non-landowning community. They are the labor class. Then that has been described by Professor Peethambaran. They are the freed bonded laborers and working class people who works in the paddy field, especially the tribal women, Paniya women, who gets more employment in rice cultivation, whereas the tribal women, Paniya women, who never gets an opportunity in the banana cultivation. Mainly men people only getting banana cultivation labor in. And the labor, the earnings come out of the earnings from the tribal people. Tribal means male people, that goes to the alcoholism or the beverage shops. But at the same time, if they are continue cultivating rice cultivation, the women will get some employment, and at least 80% of their income will go to the family. But whereas when banana cultivation is done, the male people who gets the labor, and their 80% will goes to the beverage shops and all that. So anyway, it is we need to promote rice cultivation in a very economical way. For that, we can select the specialty rice varieties. Now, the conventional rice varieties are not getting a premium price So Wayanad have a number of specialty rice varieties such as Gandhagashala, the scented varieties such as Gandhagashala, Jeeragashala, Kayama, and Mullanchanna, the other variety, Mullanchanna, and medicinal varieties like Channal and Navara. So if you would be able to project the medicinal value of the Navara and Channal, we would be able to get much higher price. We would be able to get much higher price for the these specialty rice varieties. Specialty rice varieties. Otherwise, people will not be in a position to continue rice cultivation. My experience in promoting Navara rice cultivation was that Navara is very low yielding product and a lodging variety also, but it is a short duration crop. But we should be able to highlight its potential properties of Navara and Channal, then we will be able to fetch a much higher price for in the market, and this will enable them to cultivate and cultivate and get income, and at the same time employment also. And for that also the technology intervention, something like we should familiarize them some yield enhancement technologies which can be done through our information dissemination system through the agro clinic and agro kiosk, which we are digital platform that we are going to create out of this project. So the information that could be passed on to the community will help to adopt and practice. Nowadays, they are not getting, these people are not exposed to much technological information or yield enhancement technologies from the existing agricultural departments or other institutions in a much better way. So that can be enhanced through this project. I think that would be a better, that will be a good step that we are going to take forward in this project. The other thing, the other issue which which is the increasing cost of production. Nowadays, the cost of production has been increasing much higher than the cost which they are getting for their producers. So mechanization is the option that which we can introduce through this project, and on-farm bio input. Certain things which we can reduce the bio input can be produced in their farm itself. For that, we can integrate that livestock integrated farming system that will help to produce on-farm bio input, organic manure and all that thing, and at the same time techniques like compost making, all those things that can be introduced. And also, if you would be able to, in a larger perspective, if you would be able to do rice cultivation in a biopark mode, then only we will be able to get much higher price for the farming community, rice farming community. So that has to be done in a large scale. Investment will be much higher. So that a centralized Padashekar Samiti or a pure level company can be registered under this. No, each and every component of the rice residues and rice crop residues can be utilized in a much better way. That the rice we can have, if we promote a rice mill, a modern rice mill over there, we can hull the rice without polishing the rice. That is getting more price now in the market, and it will having more roughage and all those things. And bran oils can also be extracted from that, and we can even the husk that can be utilized. I have a chance to visit a place near in Wayanad itself, where one single man who is doing this on his private as a private initiative. He's doing everything in the stage by stage. That he's collecting the rice. He is not cultivating, but he is collecting the rice from the nearby Karnataka also, and in drying in poly house, and will use the husk for boiling. The husk for boiling, and the husk ash can be sold off. That means from the rice and straw can be sold for the cattle feed, cattle fodder, and all those things. And we can also, if we are able to initiate mushroom production unit, this rice straw can be used as the best substrate. That is the best substrate now available for producing mushroom. So the rice cultivation can be that could be envisaged in a holistic way or in a comprehensive way there. Then only we would be able to continue this rice cultivation. Otherwise, and at the same time, we have a number of threats also. In, as Peethambaran sir said, the Chagadi area is one of the large-scale rice cultivating area, but the problem which they are facing is the wild animals cooperating by the especially elephants and wild these. So our support to this is very crucial and very important. That in order to curtail the problems of the crop raiding. So many things that many energy institutes are very energy oriented, technical institutions are nowadays conducting research on that, but now everything is in vain. And so the solar fencing and the rail fencing, all those are now in a failure. Even the lighting system, trap, all those things are now, I think now some of the traditional knowledge which the community are using also can be studied and modified and modernized in a better way. That will help, I think. So they are doing a lot of traps for dispelling, allaying this wild boar from the field. So if that kind of technology could be, this is a technology, and if you could modernize it in a technology level, it would help the farmers, help the farmers in a much better way. Say some technologies which bee fencing and everything is failing. That elephant is getting acclimatized to this kind of things. Bee fencing was one of the best thing which eco-friendly technique that introduced much in 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 years back. Some in the initial stage the elephant will go, but when it get attuned to it, they will make some wooden poles and then try to demolish and enter into field. So we need to focus research on the frontier technologies has to be focused for developing some of these wild animal controlling or curtailing the wild animal is very, very important for these crops. And at the same time, I have, in my experience, so I have started a germplasm in 2005 of the 21 varieties of wild, 20 varieties cultivated diascorea collected from all over from the Kerala. And I conserved it for about 8 years in my field. Till then, no wild boars were there, raiding there. After 2013, I have lost almost all these precious genetic stocks of wild tubers. So these kind of our tribal farmers, they are the best examples of custodian farmers. That means they are conserving a lot of wild varieties of wild and cultivated varieties of number of varieties. That is very important for in the context of climate change. Wayanad is one of the most mega hot biodiversity spots of Western Ghats and one of the mega hot biodiversity spots of the 25 countries of the world. That it possesses the 8th rank in the hot biodiversity spots of the world, and that much of biodiversity rich area. And at the same time, Wayanad is a hot spot for climate disaster. Wayanad and Alappuzha and Idukki is classified as the climate hotspots of the state of Kerala. That means the geographical condition and the climatic condition is vulnerable to very, very lead to disasters of these things. And also in this geographically, this Western Ghat region of Wayanad is classified as the fragile ecozone. After it is a area which is prone to desertification after Attapadi. So the second chance for desertification is Attapadi, according to the climatical change. If it happens, the ecological people which say that it is just like the egg of a chick. We can see it is a very beautiful. If it fall down, it will crash. That kind of ecologically fragility is there in the nearby biosphere zone of Wayanad, which locates. So biodiversity conservation is as important as agrobiodiversity is as important as agrobiodiversity conservation. So we should take very much care for while we are promoting the cultivation. If we are promoting cultivation, the coffee, and though we should promote also agroforestry. At the same, when we are promoting agrobiodiversity, and at the same time we should also concentrate on promoting agroforestry promotion. That means we got some reports from the Wayanad and Pulpalli area is one of the bumper crop yielding of pepper once in a year, and they are called Pulpalli is the Dubai of Kerala, and people who trailed pepper vines on the Moringa tree only. So this is a monocrop system. Standard crops are in a mono nature. So in the initial stage, they get much nutrients from the subsurface soil, but the root system of Moringa tree goes to a certain level only. But if we have a mix of other trees, so then micronutrients which the trees or the trees standing in the crop field take from the different level. That take the nutrients, micronutrients that will be required only. I won't say Vijendra sir or the micronutrients very micro quantities only. They will be needing 1 acre to 50 gram or to 500 grams or so. That manually we can't distribute. But these agroforestry, the diverse species which anchor roots in the different stratas of the subsurface, they are bringing it, and while defoliation, that they will bring on the topsoil level. So it has to be there. Otherwise, in the initial, that is Pulpalli example is like that. Initial stage, all Moringa trees got micronutrients in sufficient quantities, and during monsoon it washed off, and now got depleted because of the deficiency of many micronutrients from the soil. These vines have gone. That is I don't know whether it is an hypothesis, but it is a practical thing which we can see. As a layman, I am saying this also has to be studied, and some research component also has to be incorporated in our projects. How we should have a package of practices, something like what are the combination of a coffee plot and what are the combination of a cardamom plot, and this kind of scientific components, if we have integrated in our model project, that will be a great thing to the farming will be a great contribution to the farming community which is coming good. And at the other thing, the problems which are going to poor irrigation facilities is one of the major thing which we have to concentrate on while promoting the while promoting the rice cultivation. So farmers in the Wayanad only, some of the area only can cultivate 2 crops, summer and monsoon crops. Monsoon crop is purely rainfed, and the summer crops which which more farmer cannot be, most of the farmers cannot be in a position to cultivate because of the lack of irrigation facilities. So we have to have some small lift irrigation facility. We have a major project in Wayanad, this Karapada project, that a large amount of investment, I think 450 crore or so, has been invested in this. It is mainly for the purpose of intensifying summer crop, but it has not been in utilization up till now. So we need to focus only micro irrigation facilities at the local self-government institution level, and what we need to have this kind of electrification on the river lines, so that the farmers can make pump house and lift irrigate from there, and they can cultivate. In RASTA experience, I can say one example which Madam Omana ji has left out. In the year 2009, during 90s, I think so, we have a riverine ecosystem program that was the result of we have implemented a small program from the Environmental Ministry from during 1990 when I joined the NEAC 90 National Environmental Awareness Campaign program, which was implemented by RASTA, got a good community base in RASTA, which we focused mainly on conserving the river ecosystem. So we have conducted a lot of pocket meetings in the evening. We will take a small projector with an auto rickshaw, and we gather together 50 or 100 households in a river banks, and we will aware them. And that time, the Kattunayikka Panchayat, which is the first panchayat in the Kerala state, which banned sand mining from the river. So that time when we interacted with these people, that people demanded that we need to, in some area of Kanyapan, they demanded that we need a check dam for irrigating summer crops. So we approached the central government at that time. Kapat was assisted with us building 2 check dams. With that 2 check dams, that Varadur Padasakara Samdi is now still now cultivating summer crops. That kind of initiatives we have to rebuild the thing which we have forgotten or which we have forsaken for some other reasons of not of our or so. So that kind of infrastructure facilities also needed for developing rice cultivation or doubling, while when we are proposing income, that doubling the income, we should also be able to provide such infrastructure facilities to some to a great extent. And the other problem, which is the farm gate disposal, that many people have discussed. I think most of the products which are sold at the farm gates itself, no value addition is taking place. So technology transfer is very important. I think there are a lot of technologies which is lying with the research institutions in Kerala and nearby states also. So that if we could hire some technologies, at least I always used to say in Grama Panchayat and others, but not taken place now. Also, see, pepper can be sold in a dehydrated green pepper and freeze-dried green pepper. Those kind of technologies are lying with CFTRI Mysore, very close to Wayanad, and Defense Research Laboratory, DRDO, Defense Research Laboratory of Mysore. They are giving training to the vegetable cultivation, then half-baked foods for military people, sending military people on. Those kind of technologies can be introduced here. That should be micro enterprises, which could be popularized through our e-platform. So that kind of things also has to be taken care of while floating the project in a holistic manner. And the next poor income from margin from the rice cultivation, that I have told you, the banana cultivation, which cannot be promoted, as to my personal opinion, which cannot be promoted, as I always used to say that we should levy the banana cultivators, because it is making a lot of damages to the environment and water regime. This, instead of rice, is a very economical benign crop, which I am saying that this is helping to recharge the aquifer, and at the same time banana is helping to discharge the water in a, if it is taken in a bud form, it is always discharging all 24 hours a day. It is discharging to the nearby streams and drying the subsurface soils. So, and at the same time, as far as a study is concerned about the banana, one banana is evapotranspirating 18 liters per day. That means if an acre of banana cultivation is taken place, it will accommodate 1,000 banana in a form. That means 18,000 liter of water is evapotranspirating every day from the banana field, and a tenfold or so is discharging through the ground. So it should not be, but it is a very economically lucrative crop. That is why the farmers are going after banana. So we should give some incentives to the farmers of rice cultivating. We should evaluate to the ecosystem economic service of the ecosystem evaluation that has to be done, and that has to be paid off from the state exchequer in the form of incentives. Otherwise, farmers will not follow rice cultivation no more. Okay, Peethambaran is raising hand, I think so. Okay. No, so okay. I think so. I am going to farm gate disposal, that we should focus on value addition to a great extent. That means that I was on the rice mill using the silicated ash, and before adventing the toothpaste, they are used to mickery, which we are what I don't know what mickery may say. That is used for brushing tooths. So he is selling everything in a well-mannered. He's been selling the rice ready to eat mixes, puttu pudi, dosa maavu, and everything in a one-stop center, something like that. we should also be able to do some rice bran oil and everything then it will be a great contribution to the Wayanad rice farming community. Okay, then I'll go to the absence of available good quality bio inputs. That is also very important. And as Radhama Madam said, I think we can train some women in producing bio inputs. Something like a bio software project, which earlier, I think in 2000, now I don't know whether the Department of Science and Technology having that project is now, just like Moni sir said, STA Hub. They were promoted the bio software project, that is for the promoting micro enterprises through bio software. So we at MSRF, by the time I was here, but I developed a project to them, and they have taken it to many levels. So they are producing the women from the tribal communities. They produce trichoderma, trichogramma, ecot, Bavaria, Pseudomonas, and all those things. So if you also able to produce one unit of a tribal women at some centers, and it will able to supply to the farmers, which we are promoting the farmers around us. So that kind of eco technologies also has to be promoted in our project rather than focusing on the modern technologies. This also can be thought of to integrate in this project. I would like to bring to the notice of the Professor Moni sir and Peethambaran and all others over here. And the next thing I have.
Mr. Nandakumar, can you shorten it? And we are running short of time.
Oh, sure, sir. Okay, then this is the thing which Madam Omana ji has left out. That is why I pointed out to this thing. And the area which I am going to take is the ethno-veterinary and ethno-botanical this thing. So there are a lot of technologies. Okay, can I take just a minute? So I can.
It's already here.
So if my presentation part can be taken from the.
Sir, can you please present the presentation that we are already uploaded?
Sir, can you present? Sir, Moni sir is muted.
You have sent it to me?
Yeah. That is second presentation of RASTA. I'll take that part only.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Is running short of time.
You can go to that slide.
Fast forward can be done.
Hello, Mr. Nandakumar, you can. Yeah. Your voice is not coming. You are muted. Please unmute.
Oh, yeah.
He has to show this.
A number of rice varieties have been, traditional rice varieties has been in Wayanad, which have, once we have conducted a study during 90s, we have about 75,000 traditional rice varieties in Wayanad. But now it is restricted to 10 or 5 or so widely cultivated varieties. These are these wide varieties have differential qualities, which is when drought resistant and flood resistant varieties and like that. Kaladiyaran and Velian is a drought resistant variety, and Chandadi is a flood resistant variety. It is very important now in the context of climate change. We are facing flood and droughts in the same the extreme weather events. So our project should focus on conserving traditional rice varieties and germplasms of rice, community germplasms of rice varieties, of traditional rice varieties. That
Yeah,
we need
please
to focus
move forward. Please move forward. We are getting constrained on time now. We have Mr. Vinod Kumar also to speak.
Okay. So this is the crux which I would like to get mention about. The mechanization support is essential for promoting any cultivation. That is why I have mentioned many things over here. It should be made at the farm Padashekara Samiti level or OPL level for easing the agriculture activities right from the land preparation, harvesting, and so on. And second, infrastructure development. For rice cultivation, we need a lot of infrastructure, which I have mentioned: lift irrigation facility, check dams, riverside, electrification of and extension of electric lines, and knowledge and information. That is very most important. That is, if you have to popularize the knowledge system which we are having and which is lying with the research institution through our information kiosk. That is about the seed and all those things. And scientific and technological support for containing the crop raiding that I have mentioned in previous time. So this is the thing which I've been supposed to present, and I would take very few minutes only. The ethnobotanical and ethnoveterinary, there are a lot of traditional knowledge which are lying with the community in not only on the ethnobotanical practice and ethnoveterinary practice. They have also have a lot of knowledge about preparation of biopesticide, pest repellent practices, scaring away wild animals, and all those things. This has to be studied, and the technique has to be developed in a technology model, and other things. Plant-based, nature-based solution is the best solution, which we can say that quite a lot of ethno-medicinal practices are lying with them. So for that, we can have a PBR, People Biodiversity Register, or we should document. This is increasingly becoming a dying wisdom. That is very important. And in our frontier technology or scientific side, we have to evaluate the biochemical evaluation for identifying or deciphering the bioactive ingredients, and to bring it to frontier level and to form in a product level that will fetch much income, much income to the farmers. And I have given some. Bioprospecting is the best preparation of People's Biodiversity Register for documentation, identification of traditional healers. That is a very important thing. Most of the aged people are on the verge of disappearance. So we need to document. These are almost all these traditional knowledges are oral in character. So we need to identify traditional convening, focus group discussion, repository group discussion, scientific validation of ethnobotanical, ethnoveterinary practices, phytochemical analysis of the plants used in herbal systems, and a herbal product can also be made out of it, and could be developed into a community enterprise. And product development, standardization, established community-based production unit, extension of marketing support, that is very important, collection, conservation, and at the same time, if we are focusing on collection of medicinal plants and using it, we should also ensure its sustainable harvesting. For that, we should collect, conserve, and multiply in homestead lands, and also HCD conservation is the appropriate method for, and methodology which I as far as my knowledge is concerned, is contact key informants that to contact LSC member, tribal promoter, ASHA workers, and all those survey for identifying the repositories of traditional knowledge system, gathering secondary information, collaborating with scientific and technical institutions for scientific validation and biochemical evaluation, compliance of legal formalities for harvesting and product making, and those. That's all. I think I have run through it. I could not make much justice to my presentation, I think so. So thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nandakumar ji, and you covered almost many points with a complete value chain, a problem value chain and result value chain. You brought it out with your vast experience and your participation in our so many months discussions. And today you have put it in a very forthright manner that this is what is needed. Now, this all the points which you discussed has to come into our project proposal. We require your support and try to get into the project proposal with appropriate project. But very important thing that which you brought it out, and your methodology is very important. Ethnobotanical, ethno-veterinary practices, organic paddy cultivation, many issues which you brought it out. Lot of problems you have been working for the last 30 years, and let us try to see to that how this pilot project can get get a benefit. Our tribal communities living in this area, they get benefit out of this. Thank you very much. Please stay with
Thank
us.
you.
I would like to hear from Mr. Vinod Kumar. He is a man who is in the corporate world, IT, and also a farmer. And I would like to hear from you. Before that, let me introduce you to the audience. Mr. Manish, please put his profile. Mr. Vinod Kumar is the CEO, Padiwile Enterprise. He has master's degree in science and technology from BITS Pilani and IIT Madras. I am also from IIT Madras. He has many decades of business and technology experience in several domains with a unique blend of entrepreneurial and techno management skills, and has interest in emerging technologies and innovation. And he has held very many C-level leadership roles in corporates, SMEs, and startups. Vinod Kumar provides advisory, consulting, transformation and value creation, and M&A services through Padiwile Enterprises, Bangalore, India. He has also been a planter for many years, managing a group of estates in Wayanad, Kerala, producing coffee, spices, and plantation crops that were value added and marketed under the Padiwile and Kusumam and VPAD experience brands. We are lucky to have you, your association with this pilot project. You are from Wayanad and you are a man from corporate world, IT corporate world. Tell us that with you listen for the last 2 hours, 37 minutes. What I said it and what Professor Peethambaran said it, he has laid out a very big digital maturity model. And Madam Omana ji is a director RASTA. What she has been doing, even the logo, she said it, the true man is scientist and technocrats and a farmer. And that's what she said it, that the logo which she has put it over here. And then Madam Radhamaji and Mr. Nandakumar. I think we are now having you know rich action plan points to be operationalized in the pilot project. Mr. Vinod Kumar, now you have been participating in our weekly meetings, consultation meeting. Now you tell me that how to go about it. Over to you briefly.
Thank you, Professor Moni. Thank you very much. It goes a very long way. Right from IIT days, I didn't know you much, but in the short time we've been really associated. It has been a pleasure. I've been learning a lot. And since April, I think as a group, we have been meeting every week. And of course, your other seminars are going on a national level every 2 times a week. So the interactive sessions we had with you and the team here, I go a long way with Professor Peethambaran. We have been working together, I think, more than a decade ago in various projects in areas of common interest. So there again, very happy to connect, associate in this particular project. And knowing Omana ji after coming here, really the grassroots person, RASTA has been a pleasure. We visited there and really met the team, including the people there. On that day, the day we went, we celebrated Professor Moni's birthday. It was very memorable, and Nandakumar was there, and Dr. Radhama, of course, a veteran, and we stay close by. So we have a range of people from agro to grassroots to technology to somebody who's established, done many things, the Swaminathan Foundation, now onto crops, and Dr. Radhama with the annual husbandry and the whole wide background in veterinary science. So if you look at this subject, it's so huge, so large. But then, Professor Moni, you having been part of the committee from, I think, early 2010 or 12, and having been chair for a subcommittee there, which was part of the digitalization, and your background having been ex-director of NIC, I think it has given a very good frame. And Dr. Ashok Dalwai, I hope he's still in the call listening to us. One of these days, I expect to meet him. Finally, when the report has come out, it has come out so well that we have these mission statements very clearly defined, and we know what we are going about. We are trying to operationalize what is there. It has been there all along, and the country has been large. We have populations. Farming has been the largest way of starting from earlier days. It is the area where people have been working. Of course, technology overtook in its own style in certain areas, and people started moving towards that. And then this divide between rural area versus urban area, and then going abroad and coming back, and the connectivity, all that started coming up, especially as accelerated the last 10 years, I guess. So meanwhile, something like this, where we are talking about farming, but again, we have come to a subgroup of tribals and tribal farming, and we have clearly defined what that means. So anything we do should have a scope. It should have a vision. The vision is there. Now we're talking about mission statements. Now expertise is there at huge amount of expertise. And today with the internet and the access to starting from satellite data to the kind of data out there, it's all there for somebody to really utilize and use. Now, even the last call yesterday, we had our usual weekly call. Professor Moni talked about open source. Now, we have all this information, and we are talking about using it for the country, for the population, for a poor farmer. And tomorrow, we don't want that to turn around and say somebody owns it, and then it cannot be utilized for a long term. So, wherever we're building this, we have an approach where we go by the guidelines. And if you really look at the report and go into the section on digitalization and the 7 mission principles, you'll find it literally covers everything that is to be there in a techno area today. And then you go back to the agriculture side, it is covering everything from land, reform, the complete work. So you can talk about anything and go have a reference there to have a guidance. So that's a big thing we have. So when we do a pilot project now, first of all, we need to always have a scope for any project. Now, if you just read the title of the project itself, I mean, it's very, very, very clear that what we are going to do. And this is just about our Wayanad project. A similar one is there in 10 or 13 states. So it's a kind of a definition of what the whole thing is about. So I just read it because it's so intense that you should not even miss out one word in that in the subject what you're looking at, because then we lose track of what you're trying to do, and then there is confusion, and then you may not do some things. So here the basis, of course, Dr. Ashok Dalwai Committee Doubling Farmers report, which came out in 2018, and the doubling is by 2022, and we're now talking about by 2047 we'll go much higher multipliers, the 100th year. So we are there in 2023 now, and we are going much more than doubling. So here, through the key words here is through innovative, sustainable, and eco-friendly agricultural interventions for food, nutrition, health, livelihood security, and economic productivity of tribal community. So it's really an encompassing statement where if I look at this, now if I say a scope for this project, we straight away have Dr. Ashok Dalwai report there as a reference. Then we talk about operationalizing it. So we know what we're going to be doing. Then we say, okay, this is a viable program. And we're talking about a pilot program, which we, in our IT terms, technology, ICT terms, we say, or in product development, we say minimum viable program. Our minimum viable program, if you take a cluster of 10 villages we plan in 3 years, we will do XYZ and come to a point where we are actually showcasing what we're doing in 3 years. And the next 2 years, we're going to training, skilling, and making sure people are handholding. And then it goes perpetually for the next 10, 20, 30 years. So, of course, technology will change, people will change, but then we're establishing these. Now, we have very good base here. For example, RASTA is in there for 30 years, and most of the people on this panel have experience of 3 decades or plus. Now we are talking about the challenge of getting the millennials, the tribals, the youngsters fully involved in this. So change makers is one thing we've been talking about even in the last call, and there are dreams. So these various other groups are coming into our group and saying that, okay, we are bringing in this expertise. So when you say scope, when you develop and you say this is a viable program, we are adding the what many of you talked about, the value chains. Each value chain is very important depending on the area. Wayanad has got 4 or 5 defined. It's a plantation district and it's a forest area. Many people talked about it. So when we say crops, we know very clearly what crops we're talking about, and we try to do that. The same thing in Coimbatore, which the project is running, or in our honorable president's place. All over the country, it's different. The challenges are different, but then we have these guidelines very clearly that this is a viable program, and that viable program is something which is replicable. So the same value chain, a coffee may be here, it will be in Coorg. The coffee value chain is same. We have a smaller group. Prof. Moni has formed a Tokai Coffee, and then recently we had the coffee conference in Bangalore. So you take any item. Banana was talked extensively in this. The challenges of banana having, the negativity of from the water perspective. Same time from the fiber perspective, where it can be very useful. So the topics are many, but when you define a viable program, we are defining it. And once you define it, we try to execute it within a time frame. And that's where we look at. So we have a very clear target group. It's a tribal community. And in Wayanad, we have one of the largest tribal community here, which again is a given thing that we can contribute. I am a third generation in Wayanad. I have my base in Bangalore, but I've been here last 5 years since the floods, spending more time. And thanks to COVID, we are able to work from anywhere. So we can be where we want to be and do things. So I'm here. So now in Wayanad, the target group, tribal community has been identified. There are 10 plus villages, which can multiply more. And then the location, of course, is Wayanad. It's an all India project. So that's also very clear. Then we have, it's done by NGOs primarily. The NGO here is, of course, RASTA. And then we have University Association. Professor Moni is driving it. He's a mentor for all of us. He's got experience. And when I say university, the local, we are trying to get the engineering college here because it's science, agriculture, and science technology. So we're trying to get the local engineering students to get interested in this. And that's one. And then the next part is where you have government institutions and agencies. So KVK, for example, is very much there. And other government departments are coming and helping us big time. Panchayats, and even they have participated. Panchayat presidents have participated. Then we move on to stakeholders and interest groups. There are farmer organizations who are very interested. Now, we have not only paddy is already there in our group. There are other farmer organizations which are also part. So each one is big. And then there are interested stakeholders, people like me who happen to be there, and we love this area of work and we associate. So like this, in each area, we find people who are good at certain things coming together, and then together we can achieve. And talked about collaborative farming, that's what that really means. I mean, you can have two people joining, and that's the thing is two, you can have many people joining. Ultimately, the outcome will become richer by that experience. So I leave it in terms of the scope part and how the people and groups get together. That is one. So the other aspect is very clear. It is to improve the income of farmers. So there is and increase the agricultural productivity and promote sustainability, sustainable farms. That's very clear. So whenever we're doing something, we're making sure it's not affecting something else. So when you have an approach, one is digitalization and other is digital transformation. Professor Peethambaran talked about it a bit. So digitalization, of course, now we are saying tech. So even if you take a tractor, it is technology, it is equipment. And a tractor has made a lot of changes to what we're doing. But now when you say digitalization, you're talking about data. And data has been there for years, starting from 30 years or whatever time the computers were discovered, or even before that, starting from Bacchus. But now the data has been very, very structured earlier. It is so structured that when you want to do something, you start designing it, starting with a simple Excel, and then you move on to a database. But today the data has exploded so much. There are so many angles you look at the whole thing. So when you can't just have say this is what will work for everyone. It's good to have the base. You need to know what you're looking at. What is your base? The farm, there are 10 farms, 10 villages, the population there, what they grow, all that is important data. Going beyond that, there's a lot of unstructured data out there. That unstructured data is what is being used now a very big way. The moment you talk about, some of them may be acronym, but some of them really effective. You talk about AI being used for what a purpose. You talk about machine learning. All this needs data, and this data is so rich that when you put it from different perspective, you get what it can be used like a very powerful tool. And applying in agriculture, it starts with what recently came out as IoT, that you have devices which give out the data, which picks the data from there. You don't have to really go there and figure out what's happening. And that data is so rich that you can interpret it in any which way you want. So we have IoT devices already. It's very vastly there. Even you take a smart camera sitting there, it's a IoT, and you can have smart sensors. So going to the farm side, we have all these things bringing in the data in now. So we have a very a good knowledge base. And then when you apply the expertise to that data, say we got this crop, this thing, and we need to add value at the farm, we know clearly what you're trying to do. At the farm, if you do certain things, we can do the best out of that. So many of the presentations had actual figures on how it can change. So now it needs infrastructure, it needs finance, but then you know what you're doing is right, and you can also measure. If you can't measure something, it is again theory. So we need to have the research aspect, we need to have data, but ultimately you need to measure and monitor and see what happened next. So these are very easily empowered with the present state of technology. You can have it measured on your device. It is pushed automatically. You can have a whole lot of things, but what a farmer needs, you can push it in vernacular to that device, and then that's all he needs to see. What is the price today of ginger somewhere? It's varying so much, but then he can figure that out if we give him the right interface. So giving an interface, ideally in the vernacular, at least forget the language in with difficulty, you can give graphic infographics. It's very clear. People are very smart. So they can look at that. So in part of our project, whatever the data we have down there, we look at presenting it very well to the target audience. Because we have facilitators, we have administrative staff, people who will be, volunteers on the field. The farmer has to see that data and say, yes, this is what I'm going to do today. And he should know how to aggregate that. So all this is part of this project. So even though we may not be able to achieve the whole thing in 3 years, but we will make sure the seeds are sown, so to say, from agriculture perspective. That seed will make sure that this is available for the next level. I would give that as my approach, digitalization and digital transformation, which is fairly it's plain English, but the transformation has to happen for things to change, the change makers. And so here the skilling is very, very important, because you don't have the younger generation coming and showing interest. So one of the concepts of entrepreneurial coming in and having startups, the ecosystem, that's very, very prime, because people are trying startups in all over the place. The startup was a fad sometime back. Now the fad is going down, but there is challenges now. People are coming into other areas which are very unique, and nothing you can't. This is like rocket science. We have sent a rocket there, but agriculture is really huge. There are many things which can be done. So I would say that that part where we get in the youngsters and this education and the research and everything come together, and then that will be part of a project which will motivate people to take this. And when you multiply it, it should not be that for the number of villages, number of across the country, and now we are talking about Africa. Model has to be replicated so easily that today it's not that we need to have a hard disk or like earlier. It's all in the cloud. But at the same time, security of data is very important, and so all that is very much part of the IT today. In the IT world, if you take, we talked about, I think fintech is mentioned in one of the approach documents we had. So fintech is an area where technology is there, but security is immense. The same way, even in this, we cannot take security lightly. So as we build the project, each of these elements will be given its due importance. And IP, when something is there, it will be recognized. So the final benefit, like, it doesn't just simmer away. There will be people who are contributing; they'll get their share. Which means if there's a CSR program, the corporate will be there. But if it's a creating shared value program, whoever is given that share will get that adequate share. It's not that the actual farmer gets ripped off. So it makes sure the overall thing that piece goes across the thing. That way, there is automatically the project will run on its own steam because people are interested and it's very, very transparent. And things like blockchain being there is pretty easy to make sure that nothing goes wrong along the way. Thank you. I hope I summarized. It's very difficult to talk in the end. But then
Thank you very
I hope I
much.
summarized.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. And I don't know how about 3 hours now, 2 hours 54 minutes, and we have completely immersed in the discussion. And India's budget talked about Saptarishis. Today, the Saptarishis here, 7 people here, starting with Professor Moni, Professor Peethambaran, Madam Omana ji, Mr. Nandakumar, Mr. Vinod Kumar, and Professor Radhamaji. These Saptarishis are trying to have a base to bring it out, a pilot project in a very nice manner. I thank Mr. Vinod Kumar ji, the way in which you put it, the whole perspective together. And I am also would like to thank Dr. Jayathalak and the additional chief secretary. When myself and Professor Peethambaran ji, when we met him on August 23rd at about 3 o'clock, the way in which he listened to us for about 40 minutes, and he said that I will give in principle approval for the project. Please ask the director of the RASTA to send a note that we are involved in this project. And also, I'm very happy that 1 week back, he has reminded that when are you going to submit the project proposal? Now, that shows that the interest of the government. And you also, I learned the way in which you have visualized, you have, put it in such a manner that I am very happy that, we have initiated, because this journey started in 1987, not now, and different stages. And, I'm trying to move from one place to another after how the journey has to move. And I'm very happy. And, I'm also very happy that you are from IIT Madras. I did my MTech Computer Science from IIT Chennai, 76-78. Before that, MSc Mathematics from University of Madras, 74-76. And we have joined together. And I also seen the profile of Professor Radhamma and Mr. Nandakumar, Madam Omanaji, and Dr. Peethambaran, that we will operationalize it, because the way in which we visualized it, and the way in which the things will have, you also rightly said it, that 1947, this 145,000 tribal villages will be part of technologically enabled value chain. That's what we'll see it in the new India. And before we close, Mr. Manish, do you have any feedback which has come from the viewers, Mr. Manish? Mr. Manish, you can display. Okay. Okay. Mr. G. Asad, one of the, can you put it once again? One of the best admission consultancy come software training company in Delhi. Or you wants to start the, no, that is different. Just put it once again. Let me read it out. Hello, Mr. Manish.
So it's not relevant, sir.
Mr. Manish?
So it's not relevant, sir.
You can put that comment.
So there is no comments, sir. No comments, sir.
Manish ji.
Sir, there is no comment, sir.
Can you put that comment? Okay. One of the best admission consultants confirm wants to, welcome you. Thank you very much, Mr. Azad. Okay. And, it's very nice that today we spent 3 hours, talked about various issues. And this is something like we have finished for the last 7 to 8 months and started very seriously from April. And every one of us have spent time. Today, we were able to, completely give a shape, starting with the digital maturity model. And the way in which the RASTA is doing very well, and the focused area. And Mr. Nandakumar, when he come out with lot of new, how the technology, traditional technology has to be documented, and his power, slides, which will bring, it is a breakthrough ideas which he has put it over there. And then, and he has been talking, even in our weekly discussion about veterinary, practices, ethnobotanical practices, and many other things that. And paddy value chain is very important. We also discussed about more than 10 commodity value chain. And Professor Radhama has come out with a lot of 6 areas in which allied sectors. And I think I am very happy that we have done very monumental services towards the betterment of the tribal community, Kattunayikka, Kurichiya, Kuruma, and Paniya of the Wayanad district of Kerala state. And these are all some of the measures which we wanted to facilitate for increasing economic productivity and empowering tribal communities. Before that, let me have one line from each one of you, and we will close the webinar. Professor Peethambaran ji. One sentence, briefly, from every one of you. You have to unmute. Please unmute. No.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
See, if we work in the same level, I think it will be a problem to first run the project and also to submit the project, and third, to complete the work within a specified period of time. That's it.
Thank you. Madam Omana ji.
Are you hearing, sir?
Yes, please. We are running out of time. One sentence. You put your camera
thank
properly.
you so much,
Now,
sir.
your half faces. Now you put your camera properly. Your camera properly. Your face is cut. Adjust your camera. Mr. Nandakumar, let her camera be adjusted. Mr. Nandakumar. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir, so much,
please.
for the very good day.
Now, please unmute.
No, mine is mute. Okay, sir. I think, what we are planning to do in the tribal area, we have to together, not only RASTA, it's a main, what is called a positive. I saw this project, designing and planning, because of Mr. Moni sir is in the capital city of Delhi and the head of the India capital. And he's also very close to the government of India. That is a very positive impact. It will come to the grassroots level, because the tribal community, when we are thought about the development perspective, we have to think about the local people, grassroots level, village people. They will also come down in the mainstream. Then we have to tell the development of India. That is Professor Moni sir take the initiatives, and also our President of India and our Prime Minister Modi ji also take the Ashok committee report. I read it. That is a very important role and you taken, and also in our part of this group. And also Professor C.K. Peethambaran sir, of course, the agriculture background and the technological and scientist level, and Mr. Nandakumar also the not in the PhD, but he has lot of information beyond the PhD, because he's a grassroots level man and he developed so many things and things. And also Vinodji, he is also the IT person and is a very big knowledgeable person, because of working with the farmer in the coffee area. And Mrs. Dr. Radhamapulla, she's also
Madam, one sentence only. One sentence only.
And the only thing what I want to say, it's a very good group of people where we are collaborating, and it's a successful project. We have to together, we think about we have act about, we have practical about, and we are the RASTA. We of course hold the hands with you. Thank you so much. That is only my last word. Very thankful for all of you. Of course, thank you.
Mr. Nandakumar. Mr. Nandakumar.
This heterogeneity is the beauty of this team. Let us work together for the betterment and life and livelihood of the most disadvantaged and marginalized communities. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Vinod Kumarji, and then Professor Radhamaji.
Yes, very happy to be part of this team, and the way it's going today, we could really put heads together and get more clarity on some of the things which we took for granted. But now that it's coming to a place where we're almost coming to the submission of the pilot, and then very soon we'll have our hands together to do the project. So at the right time,
very nice.
Very happy.
Thank you. Professor Radhamaji.
Sir, today we could do justice for this session, and hopefully we will move forward. Thank you very much.
No, madam, not hopefully.
No, hopefully, we have to move forward.
Okay, sir. We will move forward.
Very nice. With this, and I'm very happy. I thank Additional Chief Secretary, Dr. Jay Tilak, and also Honorable District Collector, and also Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Kerala Veterinary University. He has, asked Dr. Rajiv to, provide what all the necessary things to this project group. I thank Honorable Vice Chancellor, Kerala Agriculture University, and also that many other experts who participated is very important. Today is a very important day for me for this project. Smart tribal farming. It has given a strong message to every one of them who is participating from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. And I'm also very happy. Dr. Ashok Dalwai is the chairman of the Doubling Farmers Income Committee. I closely worked with him. He sent a message when Professor Peethambaran was addressing. He said that, let me read it once again. And it gave me a very good thing. Dear Professor, I remain grateful to you. You are highly committed and encouraging. Let us take this movement forward. And good morning and a great day ahead. Thank you very much. And I thank Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and the faculty members, dear participants, and our guest speakers for participating in this program, making this program very successful, and the ground level framework which we put it. This will work as a baseline for many of the projects which we are going to undertake throughout the country. Thank you very much. With this, I also thank Mr. Manish Chapraji. He has been doing the work from the behind the scene, and he has made this program so wonderful. Thank you very much. And with this, we'll close the webinar and we'll leave the studio. Thank you very much.